Welcome to Overwatch. In tonight's broadcast, we will have the pleasure of casting a scrimmage between the two teams from the Overwatch University League in the NA region. I'm one of your hosts, Kabooks, doing play-by-play. Also with me tonight is my co-host, Feeny, who will be our color caster.
Thank you for the introduction, Kabooks. Tonight, during the scrim, we have Blue Crew from Division 4 going up against Catalyst.
If you guys are interested in learning more about us or how you can get involved in one of the largest recreational Overwatch leagues, follow the link in the to the subreddit page in the channel description. From there, you can follow Overwatch University by joining the Discord channel. You can also find the official Overwatch University channel at twitch.tv/OWU University.
So, a little bit, some info about this match. Like I said before, it's going to be Blue Crew from Division 4 against Catalyst. The map order is going to be Lijiang Tower first, which is Blue Crew's home map. And then we're also going to have Volskaya Industries up next, which is Catalyst's map. And if there's a tie, we'll be seeing Ilios by the third map.
And we have casted Blue Crew before, and I can't wait to see especially Air on Genji with those aggressive picks. I remember, you remember Feeny, when we were casting that last game, the managed to deflect the Zarya ult.
Yeah, that was a really nice and big entertaining play. It looked really nice. And apart from these big plays that Air can pull off, he's also just generally very aggressive when it comes to the enemy supports, whether it be playing Genji or whether it be playing his soldier. He's always in the back line, he's always flanking, and he's always looking for that pick to get his team up and running so that they can push.
Yeah, and not to mention Alfredo Jones, don't underestimate him. His McCree is really solid, and he managed to get some really nice picks during that last scrimmage as well.
Yeah, his McCree is really good, and I don't think we saw him play any other hero from the last time we saw them other than McCree, but regardless, it was a really, really good show of McCree.
Yeah, I can't wait. We haven't seen Calypso or Blue play yet, so I'm really excited to see how they performed during today's scrim.
And on the Catalyst side, this is going to be our first time watching them as well, but just doing some prior research, it looks like Sarkloid is going to be Lucio and is going to be a hard support. So we'll see how he plays out. And it seems like he's going to be the shot caller as well.
We also researched the other guys on the team as well. Augustus is going to be usually probably playing Roadhog, Reinhardt, Zarya, and they're going to be a traditional tank player. And it looks like, are we starting?
Yeah,
we are heading in.
So it looks like the first map is going to be Lijiang Tower. Last time Blue Crew's approach to this map is generally push into the middle, and they have their DPS players, whether it be Air or whether it be Alfredo Jones, try to get a pick as fast as possible. Usually those first one or two picks are going to be just enough for them to push onto the point and take as much position as they need and secure it.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see how they do on their home map, and also want to see how Catalyst is going to be fighting against them and see what kind of strategies they can pull out of their hats here. As we're... Oh, and it looks like we're accidentally sent back to the lobby. Sorry for the delay.
I think it looks like they forgot to put the competitive settings on, but that's okay. They have it last time too.
Yeah, I did. It's a really easy thing to miss.
Yeah. So yeah, like we said before, they're going to be really aggressive, Blue Crew is, and we had a brief glimpse of their lineup, but it looks like we had Air on that signature Genji, and then Alfredo Jones is actually going to be on Tracer instead of McCree, and then it looks like there's a Diva pick as well. So it's going to be very, very aggressive team, and it looks like they're not interested in fighting in the middle part of Lijiang Tower, especially since they have Lucio and Diva to take that ledge control by booping them off or just simply scaring them to not approach that position. So we'll see how this plays out.
Yes, definitely. And I'm really excited to see Alfredo Jones, if he actually picks Tracer, on Tracer, because I'm a Tracer main, and I really like to watch higher level ranked people who play Tracer and how they respond to different situations. So I'm really looking forward to watching Alfredo Jones do work on Tracer.
So, Kabooks, like you said, since you're a Tracer main, how would you go about playing Tracer in this map?
What I usually like to do is I don't go straight to the point. I like to go around to the large health pack room on the right and try to get behind him and pick off one of the healers, be it on a Lucio, or if they have a Mercy.
And it looks like they are going to be, if he does do that, it looks like they are going to be able to take out that Ana pretty quick, but it looks like the other supports, unless there's Lucio, is going to be a little bit more trickier to pick off.
Yeah, especially with Zarkloid having so many hours on Lucio, I feel like it's going to be extremely hard for Alfredo Jones to take him out. His best bet would probably go after Vegan on Ana, and if he takes out Alfredo Jones, takes out Vegan, that'll be a huge play for the first team fight here. And it looks like they're going to be pushing up, fighting on the staircase here, trading in a few picks as Genji dashes in the back line. And not really any picks yet, just trading blows back and forth as Joey takes out a Vegan, which is a huge pick for the blue team as we push in here onto the point.
And yeah, we see that signature blue crew aggression, and they've gotten even more aggressive comp here because they're running both D.Va and Winston, and that combination is just a little bit too much for Catalyst to handle, and they managed to get that pick on Ana, and that was pretty much a very, very easy secure. So really good job by Blue Crew there. Catalyst is going to have a little bit of a hard time here if you're going to keep running that Ana. They're going to have to guard her really well here. There are heroes such as Reinhardt and Zarya to take care of her, but for the most part, Tracer is not going to be much help, and D.Va is going to be not much help when it comes to defending Ana.
It looks like Arrow is now using his Dragon Blade. He does manage to finish out Vegan. Augustus does manage to take out Arrow, however. Alfredo Jones does finish off Zephyrus. Joey does come in and kill Zarkloid. Calypso does finish off Delta. Alfredo Jones takes D.Va out of her mech, and Blue finishes off Man-Bear Pig. And then Alfredo Jones finishes off Zarya, who's trying to get back to the point, get back to her spawn room. And that was a really nice, clean fight, especially with now Joey and Alfredo Jones are on fire. I'm kind of confused why they switched off the Reaper, because I did notice that a Catalyst did have Delta on Reaper, but he did switch to Tracer at the very beginning. So I'm not too sure why he did that, but I'm pretty sure he had a very good reason to. And that Pulse Bomb is going to go out, managing to take on Zarkwood. Man-Bear Pig does manage to finish out Air there. Blue just takes out Zephyrus. Joey just finished off Vegan. Man-Bear Pig is with the plays, takes out both supports, and they're trying to contest with only Blue on point. If they can hold this point, they might be able to secure it for their team. But it looks like Joey is doing his work back at the enemy spawn with Winston, just destroying Zarglin in that corner, and they're managing to take him out as Sweeney Jr. pops the sound barrier. And it looks like we have a Pharmacy coming out there from Memory Pig's team, but they get instantly taken down with that really nice, well-placed Discord. And that's the point for first round.
Really good play there at the start of that fight by Man-Bear Pig, taking out both supports, Lucio and Zenyatta. But unfortunately, it looks like the Winston on the side of Blue Crew was able to do the same thing on the other side and get those two picks. And Blue Crew played really, really well. They didn't overextend too much, even though they had both their supports got taken out. And they were able to regroup, use those two picks, or use that pick on Winston and just that general disruption, use that time to regroup and manage to take back the point. So really good job on Blue Crew here.
Yes, and I am noticing that Alfredo Jones is switching up that Tracer and going to a Pharah. So I'm really interested to see how it's going to pull out. What Catalyst needs to do is they need to focus down that Winston, because at the end of that round, Winston was jumping on Zarkloid in the backline and no one was contesting that. They really need to get on this Winston and maybe switch to a Reaper to try to take him out.
Yeah, but it looks like Catalyst is actually just trying to play the same game as Blue Crew is, which is, be as aggressive as possible, dive comp with that Pharah and that Tracer. And even that Lucio. And it looks like it's paying off with Man-Bear taking out Alfredo Jones on Pharah, as well as Zephyrus taking out Joy Ravioli on that Winston. Maybe they don't need Reaper after all. But it looks like Air is doing work in the back as well. Mercy. But it looks like Catalyst here is able to secure the point.
Yes, definitely. And Delta was doing work. He didn't manage to take out Zenyatta at the very beginning, which is a really good pick, because that Discord is so powerful against a Pharmacy.
Yeah, exactly. And also, we haven't really touched on it, but both Lucios on both sides are really one of the key factors here of having them allowing them to do these such aggressive plays. You know, with that speed boost and that healing aura as well, just being able to speed boost in. And there's Dragon Blade that gets popped.
Doesn't look like Air's going to be able to take out anyone with that. Delta in the backline finishes off Calypso. Delta with the Pulse Bomb doesn't manage to take anyone out, but Suina Jr. manages to boop off Zarkloid. Delta does finish off Blue's mech. Air dashes through Delta, taking him out. And looks like this point is going to be staying on Chaos' side here as Zephyrus tries to hold on to it desperately, but Air manages to take him out. But Lucio tries to contest. Looks like they really, really want to hold on to this point here.
However, it looks like it's not going to work out as Alfredo Jones takes out both Tracer and Lucio, and I think that's going to be just enough for them to take back the point from Catalyst. So good job on there by Blue Crew.
Yeah, and we now see Alfredo Jones in his natural habitat. He is on McCree. He is showing us he can do work with McCree, taking out those two crucial picks there to secure the point.
Yeah, really good job there. And also looks like a fight's about to break out soon here as Air is here's Air Shatter. Spoke too soon.
The Earth Shatter does take about 3 of them, but doesn't quite manage to finish off anyone as Mercy with the res is Reinhardt there with the Soundbarrier coming out from Sweeney Jr. Air with the Dragon Blade does take out Vegan, which could be a big play. He manages to finish off Augustus. Calypso with that Discord takes out Zephyrus. Air finishes off Zarkloid, and it looks like Blue Crew is going to be holding on to this point for a little while longer.
And great bubble there by Joe Ravioli, blocking a majority of that Earth Shatter, as well as Air popping that Dragon Blade and getting 2 quick picks off. And as a result, Blue Crew is able to hold on to the point just by sheer good ult play.
And it looks like they're going to be charging in here with the Sound Barrier just to try to hold on to that push. Reinhardt charges in here recklessly. Man Bear Pig manages to take out Sweeney Jr. and Delta finishes off Calypso. Both of their supports are down. This is a great opportunity for Chaos here with the Dragon Blade, not the Dragon Blade, sorry. The Rocket Barrage coming out on Man Bear Pig, managing to take out Joey and Blue, and it looks like this point is going to be going back to Red Team.
Great job by Man Bear Pig there. Really big ult on both supports. However, it looks like Blue Crew has just enough to have another fight here. It looks like they have Transcendence and Dragon Blade, and it looks like Primal Rage is going to come online as well. Meanwhile, on the Catalyst side, it looks like while they don't have the ult advantage, it looks like they got a big pick on Air, so that's going to delay Blue Crew's push since he is holding onto that Dragon Blade, and it's going to allow Catalyst to build up their ult advantage here.
Looks like Delta tries to get a sneaky pulse bomb, manages to take out Alfredo Jones, which could be a huge play because Alfredo Jones was doing a lot of DPS earlier. So even though Blue Crew is staggered here with a few of their guys taken out, and Air with the Dragon Blade does manage to take out Vegan. Joey does finish off Delta with that Primal Rage. Sweeney Jr. booshes Augustus off the map. Really nice boop there. Blue finishes off Man Bear Pig. Joey with that Primal Range managing to take out Zephyrus as well and finishing off Zarkloid. And this point looks like it's going back to Blue Crew.
And it looks like Blue Crew did a great job of taking out the supports. And again, sound like a broken record, but Air doing a really good job pressuring those supports. Catalyst really needs to figure out how they can defend Ana at least with this lineup, either with this lineup or with, like you said before, a Reaper. But it looks like having a really hard time. But however, it looks like a fight's about to break out here as Earthshatter gets popped.
And Augustus with that whole hog doesn't quite manage to do anything with it. Zephyrus, it does have that Earth Shatter coming out at the beginning of the fight. Doesn't quite manage to take anyone out, but he is swinging it about his hammer, taking a few people out as they stay able to secure the point. But with Zenyatta, Calypso using that Transcendence to try to buy more time for his team. Air Swift strikes through Zephyrus, managing to take him out as Blue Crew is back on the point, fighting against this overtime as Man Bear Pig with the Rocket Barrage managing to take out Calypso, which could be a turning pick. Air swipes through Man Bear Pig. Augustus finishes off Joey. Alfredo Jones with that High Noon doesn't quite manage to take anyone out though. With the self-destruct sequence coming out from Diva, doesn't quite take anyone out, probably just to regain her mech back. Alfredo Jones finishing off Delta. Augustus finishing off Alfredo Jones. Zephyrus with that charge, really nice charge from Sweeney Hunt Jr. And it looks Blue finishing off Zephyrus and taking care of Augustus's mech. And it looks like Blue Crew does have the advantage here with more people on point, as Red Team is basically staggered at this point, as Air takes out Augustus, and this overtime is really, really long as Merritt manages to take out Vegan. Zarkoid boops off Calypso. Delta finishing off Blue. Blue managing to take out Zarkoid as the Dragon Blade does come out from Air. They're managing to take off Delta, and it looks like this point is going to go back to Blue Crew. And the overtime counts down way too fast, and the Red Team can't get on it in time.
Wow, that was a really long overtime scrimmage there. Towards the end, it was pretty much a stagger, but at the beginning, Blue Crew did a really good job of shutting down ults. For example, Man Bear Pig on that Pharah. Rocket Barrage managed to take out one, but it could have gotten more, but unfortunately, Blue, playing that Diva on the side of Blue Crew, got a really good defense matrix and pretty much just ate the rest of it. Air on that Genji, of course, getting at least one pick on the support. So doing a really good job. I just like to say that Catalyst is not doing a bad job at all. It's just that Blue Crew seems to have the upper hand when it comes to getting these really quick picks and these really aggressive plays. So I'd like to see this a little bit more adaptation from Catalyst, but overall, I think Catalyst is playing very solid. They're just having a little bit of trouble with that aggressive play.
And it looks like Augustus is going to be switching over to Zarya, which could be a really nice combo with Manbear Pig on that Genji now. It looks like a fight's going to break out around the point in the center of the map. And no picks right now as they try to trade back and forth. Catalyst does manage to take out Air. Alfredo Jones does take out Manbear Pig. Alfredo Jones with the plays takes out both supports as well. This fight is basically in the hands of Blue Crew at this point as Calypso finishes up Delta. Blue finishing up Augustus, and this point is going to go to Blue Crew.
I like the thought of Catalyst there. I really like that play of them just getting under the point and sticking together. That way, there's no aggressive cheeky pick play that happens on the side of Blue Crew's DPS, and they would just take the point and just take the position and basically force the fight with, in my mind, the stronger brawl heroes with Zarya and Winston. However, it looks like Blue Crew was just able to take the upper hand by playing the same game and then still getting those picks off. So overall, good job at Blue Crew for taking care of that play.
Alfredo Jones does manage to finish off Delta. Joey does take out Vegan, which could be a huge pick because Ana is one of their main primary healers. Joey finishes off Zarkoid. Blue taking out Zephyrus. Joey also taking out Augustus. Sweeney Jr. managing to kill Manbear Pig. And this point's going to stay in Blue Crew's hands for a little while longer. And
it looks like Vegan actually switched to that Mercy, so we'll see how this pick plays off. A little bit awkward when it comes to ult timings, as Mercy just got back up, and the rest of Catalyst has all their ults. But overall, I think it's a good play here, as it looks like Primal Rage gets popped.
Primal Rage does get popped. It's not quite a lot he is able to do with it though, as that Dragon Blade does come out on Air with the Diva Bomb at the same time. Air tries to take out Mercy, doesn't quite get her as Alfredo Jones finishes off Manbear Pig. As Air takes out Delta and Zephyrus finishes off Joey, and looks like this Blue Crew is managing to push Catalyst back, but Zarkoid is trying to back up here as Calypso tries to stop him. Air finally managing to take out Vegan. Augustus managing to take out Alfredo Jones before that, and looks like all the ults are getting popped at this point. Manbear Pig with his Dragon Blade and the Graviton Surge. Delta with the Pulse Bomb, comboing with that Graviton Surge. Really nice play. Managing to take out both supports, which is exactly what they needed in order to capture the point.
And that was a great Graviton Pulse Bomb combo on the side of Catalyst there. Augustus on that Zarya and Delta on that Tracer. Coordinated that really, really well. That was the fight that they needed. Now that they have the advantage to be able to hold on to this position. And it looks like Mercy has her res as well. So even though that Mercy pick was a little bit awkward, it looks like it's paid off by having that res for the next fight.
And it looks like Blue Crew is going to be pushing in here. Air in the backline, trying to focus that Mercy. Doesn't manage to quite get her, but Calypso manages to take out Zarkoid. Alfredo Jones does manage to pick off Mercy, however. Manbear Pig does finish Alfredo Jones as the primaries just come out from Winston. And then the Diva Bomb again. Doesn't quite manage to take one out, but it's a good zone clear as Delta uses a Pulse Bomb on Blue, but doesn't get him out of his mech, unfortunately, as Blue manages to take out Zephyrus. Joey on the Winston takes out Zarkloid. Swinton Jr. finishes up Manbear Pig. Air with that Dragon Blade finishes off Vegan, and Air is just shutting down Vegan here, not allowing Vegan to get that res at all, as Joey finishes off Augustus. And this point's going to be going to overtime. It looks like Blue Crew is going to be managing to hold on to it for a victory.
And that was really unfortunate on the side of Catalyst, because that res was going to be their ticket to holding down that point for a little bit longer. But like you said before, unfortunately, Air was able to take out Vegan on that Mercy, and as a result, they just didn't have that res. And yeah, this is a beautiful play from Catalyst here, coordinating it really, really well.
Definitely, I've always liked to see Tracer pulse bombs combined with Zarya. It's one of my favorite things to do is Tracer. So job well done to both teams. It just looked like that Blue Crew did manage to get those crucial picks at the beginning of every fight that they managed to secure the victory that way. And
it looks like we are going to hop in the next game as soon as possible. And the next map is going to be Volskaya Industries, which is Catalyst's home map. And if you're just tuning in, you are watching an Overwatch University League game. This is a scrim between Blue Crew from Division 4 versus Catalyst. The match is 1-0 right now in favor of Blue Crew, and they just took Lijiang Tower. It looks like we're going to be entering the game as soon as possible here.
And now we're on Volskaya Industries 2CP. I'm not a huge fan, but let's see how it works out.
Do you think that a Tracer is going to be viable here as a Tracer player?
It really depends for me when I want to play Tracer. I look at the other team's lineup. Like, I look to see what the enemy team has, like, what their most plays are. And if I feel like Tracer isn't that viable, because I usually go in the back around the left behind to try to pick off a support. If I feel like if they have a Torbjorn or something that just shuts Tracer down, I usually play Pharah here.
Yeah, it seems like Pharah is really good here, whether it be just be poking over that roof here in the middle, or going on the left and doing a flank there. How do you approach Pharah on this map?
What I really like to do is I don't go around to the left right away. I like to fly above the entrance choke here and rain rockets down with the cover of this wall here, and I try to focus their supports. If we can get a pick, we push straight in. If not, I go around left, and I try to take out the supports that way. Usually, sometimes I have a Mercy pocketing me to get that Far Mercy combo going. Other times, I'm alone trying to take out someone or anyone so we can get that push in and manage to capture the push point. This point is really hard if we can't get a first pick off at the very beginning.
And it looks like Air on the side of Blue Crew is going to be running that Widow. Pretty interesting pick, considering that we usually see the Widow on offense here, just to get that quick pick, and it's not really that much of a risk because the spawn's right there. But we'll see how this Widow plays out on the side of Blue Crew on defense.
And it looks like Catalyst is going to be rushing straight in here, and they dive straight onto that Widowmaker. Delta finishing Air off there. Air now needs to really prioritize and maybe switch off that Widowmaker because he was getting focused too hard. Manbear Pig does take out Sweeney Jr., a huge play taking out Diana. But Joey Lafreda with the Flame Strike does manage to take out Zephyrus. Manbear Pig backs him up, finishes off Joey. Delta takes out Alfredo Jones. Manbear Pig takes out also Calypso. Both supports are down, and this point is going to be going to Catalyst.
At Catalyst, it's really showing why Volskaya is their home map. They pushed left as fast as possible, but not only that, they had Manbear Pig and Genji cover any threats that they would handle if they were pushing in. So in this case, Air on that Widow, Genji hopped on him right away, and then the moment that Air was distracted, the rest of Catalyst was able to push in and take that high ground as fast as possible. So really good job by Catalyst, really knowing the strats on this map.
And it looks like Manbear Pig is going to try to go behind, but Blue says no and tries to shut him out as Likely boops him. Joey with the reckless charge managing to finish off the Zephyrus, but the Mercy Res brings them both back as Zephyrus immediately gets slept by the Ana. The Dragon Blade does come out from Amber Pig, takes out Sweeney Hood Jr. again. Really good pick as Calypso pops his Transcendence, but not before Blue does manage to take out Zelta. Alfredo Jones takes out Vegan. And Alfredo Jones finishes off Zarkloid with air finishing on Van Berbeek. And it looks like this point is going to be held as they try to push back Catalyst all the way to their spawn here. Interesting strategy. I've never really seen a team push up this far. And if I suggest they should push back and defend the point here. It looks like they are going to take up that defensive position near next to the point.
I actually really like the fact that they kept pushing and kept stalking in. Because the spawn is actually, if you look at it, it's pretty just a one big long narrow hallway. So if they're able to take that pick, it actually does stagger them and gives them that extra bit amount of time on defense. However, it looks like we are going to have a pause here as Man Bear Pig left the game and looks like his game froze, so he'll be coming back shortly.
So in the meantime, Feeney, how do you think the last game went and like this game is going so far?
This game is going really well on the side of Catalyst. Like I mentioned before, Catalyst, you can tell that they really practice the strats on this map, pushing left, covering with Genji, and basically taking that high ground very fast, very coordinated. So really good job there by Catalyst. And on this push, I also really like the pick on Delta on Widow. This map can be really hard to push in. Even if you push to the left, push to the right, and get that really nice position in, it's going to be really hard because there's such a huge defender's advantage because they have that huge bridge that DPS like to be on with their long sight lines, as well as the cover behind said bridge. So I really like the fact that Delta is on Widow and just trying to go for a pick so that Callus is able to push because it speeds things up.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what Delta can do on the Widowmaker. If he can get a quick pick, that could be the fight, depending on pick he gets. If he managed to pick up Sweeney Hood Jr. or Calypso even at the beginning, even before the team fight breaks out, there'll be a huge pick because once Sweeney Hood Jr. goes down, Sweeney Hood Jr. is almost at his ult. And if you can't have the Ana boost during the fight, that'll be a huge disadvantage for Blue Crew. Also, on Blue Crew's side, their spawn is also right next to the point. So they'll be able to trickle in, especially on Volskaya Industries. I've had this happen to me in a lot of competitive games when I'm on Volskaya. The enemy team just continuously trickles in because their spawn is right next to the point. So the Catalyst is going to really need to lock down once they start to capture this point and really focus on that spawn. I suggest the Reinhardt post right outside the spawn door and just swing his hammer to try to get a pick as they spawn out.
Yeah, that's a good point, and that's something I didn't mention before. Like, it's basically a two-part, right? You have to push, into the point, and then you also have to stop them from spawn. It's kind of like the same case with Hanamura as well. Like, even though you technically took the position, there's still the spawn you have to take care of. And even though Blizzard has nerfed that defender's advantage when it comes to those two CP maps, it's still something you have to deal with. One other thing that we haven't mentioned is the Reinhardt on Reinhardt battles. These Earth Shatters are going to be key as well. We noticed in the last match that the Earth Shatters have gone back and forth, even whether it be Reinhardt blocking it or whether it be like Winston blocking it, or whether it be that the Earth Shatter hits two people or not. But those two Earth Shatters are going to be key into taking these fights because whoever gets caught in those Earth Shatters is going to depend on who wins the fight.
Definitely, and Zephyrus does have the advantage here because he already has his ultimate, while Joey is only 34% to his ultimate. So coming up in the next fight, Zephyrus will have his ultimate, and Joey will try to play this mind game with him to try to bait out the Earth Shatter. I don't play Ryan a lot personally, but I do have a few friends who main Reinhardt, and it's all about the mind games when you're against an enemy Reinhardt to try to turn on your shield and turn it off and try to bait out that Earth Shatter as much as you can.
Yeah, definitely. Just a quick tidbit. I was playing Reinhardt last night, and then we got caught in the Zarya ult. I didn't have my shield up, and then we got Earth Shattered, and then I am not going to hear the end of that, for the next week. So have your shields up.
Yeah, definitely. Always try to not take damage directly into the Reinhardt parry. You don't necessarily need to. always try to take out all that incoming fire. Like if the entire team's shooting to the Reinhardt barrier, that's when you should put it up. But if it's just like soldier picking away from across the map, trying to pick off your Ryan shield, you should just leave it down and just dodge his shots, because what he's trying to do, he's trying to break down that Ryan shield so his enemy Ryan can earth shatter when you don't have your shield up.
Yeah, for sure. Also, one thing that I forgot to mention is Catalyst is actually doing a really good job of handling Air's aggression this time around. It seems like they haven't really made any huge adjustments, like we're going to pick a different hero, but it seems like they just know when Air is coming and when to defend set supports. So good adaptation there on Catalyst.
Yes, I think they have the psychological advantage as well, because this is their home map. This is what they're comfortable on. This is what they're confident in, and they've practiced a lot on this map, so they know where the people from Blue Crew are going to be coming from to try to pick up their support. So they're ready to defend their supports.
Yeah, exactly. And then also just to mention Air, like it looks like he is on that Zarya, so it looks like they're going to be running that more traditional defense setup with that triple tank and soldier, as well as that Ana.
Definitely. And as we look at the ultimates now, looks like Catalyst is going to be having a slight ult advantage coming in. It may not look like it right now, but by the time they engage, Zarkloid's going to have his ultimate, Zephyr is going to have ultimate, and Augustus is going to have it. So it's going to be 3 ultimates on Catalyst's side, while if we look in Blue Crew, Sweeneyhood Jr. will have his ultimate. Blue, oh wow, they both have 3 ultimates. So take back whatever I said before. 3 ultimates on each side, but they each have different weights to them. Augustus, massive graviton. If he manages to get most of the team in there, Zephyrus can just focus them down with his hammer, swinging and taking most of them out. And it looks like I'm getting message right now. Sweeneyhood Jr. is saying the stream is slightly laggy, so we apologize for the lagginess of the stream. We are taking a look at that right now to see if we can get it fixed.
Yeah, sorry about the technical difficulties, guys. We're looking into it right now.
And Trumu, while I try to get the stream fixed, not Trumu, sorry, Feeny, while we try to get the stream fixed, why don't you go over the ultimates they have and what kind of weight they could play into the next fight?
Yeah, for sure. So like you said before, the ultimates don't carry on the side of Catalyst is a little bit lopsided. Like you said before, Augustus has that huge black hole, and then our Graviton Surge, and then Zephyrus has that Earth Shatter as well. But ults such as Delta, her ultimate is not going to be too useful in this case. But on the side of Blue Crew, looks like their ults are pretty much evenly distributed. However, it's going to be interesting to see how this fight plays out, because Catalyst still has 5 minutes and 40 seconds left. So we're going to see if they're going to be waiting it out and just looking for a pick with Delta on that Widow. But we'll see how it plays out. I'm assuming that that's what they're going to do, because they wouldn't be running the Widow still in the first place if they weren't going to just wait it out and get the pick and just use their massive time advantage and then be more methodical with their offense. Or they can just come in and with that Zarya or Shatter combo and just try to clean up in one big swoop.
Okay, so Trumu and I did look into the reason behind the stream is lag, and we had fixed it. We slightly lowered the bitrate, so you should be getting a smoother experience within the next few minutes because of stream delay and whatnot.
Okay, sounds good. And then it looks like I just got confirmation that looks like Genji, the player on Catalyst, needs to restart his PC.
Okay, so sorry for the delay, folks. We will start shortly. He just needs to restart his PC.
Meanwhile, I just want to give another shout out to Overwatch University for hosting this event and hosting these matches. Kabooks and I are amateur casters and like amateur to the fullest. So
Yeah.
it's really nice to get this casting experience from the Overwatch University League. So thank you guys for hosting such a great event and having a great community. If you guys aren't familiar with Overwatch University, I'd encourage you guys to check out the subreddit, reddit.com/Overwatch University, and then from there you'll be able to check out the Discord, and you can go on Twitter and to see when matches are available. But I really encourage you to check out the community. They're really helpful over there with us casters, as well as coaches, and then as well as other teams. And just overall, it's a really nice, friendly environment to learn Overwatch in. So I'd really highly encourage you guys to check that out.
Definitely. And me and Feeney and Trumu wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Overwatch University League, like putting us all together, making this all possible. We all love Overwatch to death, and I personally felt I wanted to do more for the game and kind of give back to the community a little bit. So I really wanted to start casting. I also have my own team in Overwatch University League, so I'm like all into the Overwatch University League experience, if you will. Feeney is I'm sure Feeney also loves this game to death. Otherwise he wouldn't be casting it, right, Feeney?
Yeah, for sure. So can you tell us a little bit more about your experience in the league, like with because you have a team, right?
Yes, I do. My team, I'm the captain of XLCR. That's our team name. This is our first season, and it's been a blast so far. We had our first game last week. We are having our second game tomorrow, and Feeney will be casting it along with Trumu and Game Show. So stay tuned for that. And tomorrow, they're going to be casting it. If you want to hop over and check our game out, and it looks like.
So it looks like
the game is about to start.
No, it looks like the status is that we're having a lot of Blizzard Battle.net issues right here. It looks like the authentication servers are down. So whoever is logging it, like people are going to be randomly dropping in and dropping out. And it looks like they can bring in the 2 subs, but they don't want to, they don't think that's a good use of their time. So it looks like the match will be ending, actually.
Unfortunately, the match is going to be ending soon. We're sorry for the technical difficulties, but it's just bad luck. There's really nothing we can do because it's the Blizzard authentication servers that are going down.
But overall, what did you think of the match we had on Lijiang, though?
I really loved seeing both of these teams go at it, especially with Blue Crew with their very offensive pushing, and also at the beginning of this map, Volskaya Industries, Catalyst was able to try to reel in Blue Crew's aggressiveness and try to push them back a little bit. And we saw, especially, they were handling themselves extremely well, taking that first point on Volskaya Industries.
Yeah, like you said before, that aggression versus type of a little bit more strategic play in the playstyle of Catalyst. I was really looking forward to see how that plays out, because it seems like Catalyst, while they weren't able to handle the aggression 100%, looks like they were able to rely on their strategy and their communication and their team play to take the map. So it was unfortunate that we can't see the rest of the scrim due to technical issues, but overall, it was a really, really good match to watch.
Yes, and with that, we are signing off. We hope you enjoyed the stream. If you're interested in learning more about us or how you can be involved in one of the largest recreational Overwatch leagues, follow the link to the subreddit page in this Twitch channel's description below. You can follow Overwatch University by joining the Discord channel. You can also watch the official Overwatch University league streams, which happen every Saturday for a few weeks to come, as it's in the middle of season 2 at twitch.tv/OWU University. So stay tuned for that.
And with that being said, I'm Feeney.
And I'm Kabooks.
And we hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.